Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. And in this video, I want to go over just kind of a stock market 101 type a topic that you really do need to know about, especially as a beginner, somebody that's just getting started in the stock market and really any financial market, but I'll be using the stock market for this video here. And also, I want you to know I'm not going to be talking in theory about this. So this is not going to be a situation where, well, I think this is how it's supposed to work, or I heard or I read that this is how it, no, this is, I'm going to show you real life examples of the exact topic that I'm talking about and really how to make money as a trading group. Once again, if you're a beginner, if you're just getting started, I'm sure you've noticed that there are groups all over the place. Join my group, join my service, join my, and they're everywhere. And I have one too, and that's what I'm going to actually use as a baseline here. But the point here being is trading groups are nothing new. And I would argue, and this is not just because I offer one, but I think there's a whole lot of value in being a part of a trading group, a trading community, whatever you want to call it, whether it's mine or somebody else's. That's okay. I want you to do what's best for you. Of course, I mean, I have no problem admitting I would love for you to decide to join up with mine. But even if you don't, the topic here needs to be applied to any group that you are a part of, you're thinking about joining, and just things that you need to observe. Because if you're observing things that are the exact opposite of this topic I'm about to talk about, then there's some shady stuff probably going on behind the scenes that you need to be aware of, because it's going to burn you really bad. And with that, I'm just going to get right into it. One word: volume. Always be asking, what's going on with the volume? What's the volume situation? Is there a lot of volume? Is there barely any volume? Did volume just all of a sudden magically appear out of nowhere when the moderators or the admins or whoever you want to call it started talking about it? Or was there big volume and then nothing, and then all of a sudden the moderators are talking about it? That would be a very sketchy situation right there. But what you need is volume. And again, I'm not trying to, oh great, Clay, so I have to become a detective. No, not at all. You just need to always be sure of what's the volume profile look like? How much volume are these stocks or whatever you're trading getting at? And also, full disclosure on my sake, I'm using my community because I want to, well, first off, I want to show you that, how this works out in the real world of trading, but also I'm going to try to answer a couple of questions that I have that I get all the time. So I'm going to try to, bake in a few different things here along with the core learning lesson here. The first question that I get is, Clay, what sort of price range stocks do you trade? I mean, I've seen your live trade videos. I see like you trading Tesla a lot, and that's priced way too high. Do you ever look at lower price stocks? Well, let's take a look at the first example, and spoiler alert, they'll get even lower than this, but this first one I want to talk about and just show you from the example here is, where did it go? There we go. I lost track of it in the room here, but the first one let's talk about here is the alert that I made, GRTS 22 upside breakpoint on the 1 minute time frame. So upside meaning up, buy stocks. And that's another thing, Clay. Do you only short stocks? Like, does your community, does your group only short stocks? No, we go long here. And here's an example of an alert that I made for members. Hey, look at $22 as an upside breakpoint. So over here, you can see that this is GRTS, and that white line represents the $22 mark. And I'm just going to go through it relatively quickly so you can see what's going on here. But before anything else, first steps first, right? Look at the volume. Good, solid volume already. I mean, trading hundreds of thousands of shares per minute. Because again, this is the 1 minute time frame, meaning each one of these candles represents only 1 minute. So when you have a stock doing hundreds of thousands every minute, that's good volume. Now, if it was sitting here and it was doing like 10,000 shares, 5,000 shares, 20,000 shares, that's sketchy. That's not going to be good if you want to make money as part of a group, because that's going to turn into a game of musical chairs where it becomes a, let me sell before there's no volume left and I can't get out and I become a bag holder. But when you have this sort of volume right there, again, hundreds of thousands of shares, that's a good thing. But you can see right here, price eventually got the break. And I should also note, what you're about to see, did I think that it would get that big? No. So I'm not trying to come across and be like, hey, join my group and you're going to get alerts like this and there will be monsters. I'm not saying that I had any idea that it would get this breakoutish. I'll make up a word there. But so there's the break, and then you can see the thing just kept on grinding. Healthy little pullback right there, formed a nice little bull pennant formation, and then up it went. And up it went even more before it finally petered out up there around $35. Now, am I saying any member played it from 22 up to the top? I'm not saying that one bit. But all I'm saying is that the key thing here, and notice this again, look at all this volume during the move. Hundreds of thousands of shares being traded every single minute. Hundreds of thousands, not thousands, hundreds of thousands. That is a lot. That is a situation where as a group, as a community, you could have had, now if I had 100,000 members, would everything I'm talking about right now be applicable? It wouldn't, because there is a point where if you have 1 million people doing something, then yeah, it'll become a game of musical chairs. But I don't have 100,000 people in the group. So, I mean, this totally applies, but you had plenty of volume where members could have gotten in and had no problem scaling out, playing it however they saw fit when you have that amount of volume. But overall, very nice alert, 22 all the way up to 35 on, again, plenty of volume. So let's now take a look at another example. Again, what prices do you watch? Well, we were just talking about a $20 stock. You've seen my live trade videos where I'm trading stocks over $500. Here I'm watching and alerting. So now, do I trade all these? No, but in terms of, Clay, what is your community trade? What are you watching throughout the day? I watch it all. If there is, can you guess the word, volume, I am interested. So right here, you can see OBLN. This was the next one. And I talked about with OBLN, 635 break, sends it to 650 and above. Again, a rhetorical question, because you can't say that for sure because there's no such thing as a guarantee. But the reason why I thought it seemed like a very logical rhetorical question. Whoops. Interesting area and great. Oh, look at that word, volume. And then I'm just talking about the 2 and 5 minute time frames. So again, OBLN 635. I liked it. Not just because of the volume, but that played a big role, but that was the stock to watch. And then over here, we have the actual chart. And again, think about it at this point. There are literally hundreds of thousands of shares being traded every few minutes. Hundreds of thousands. Here, I mean, at this point, there's over 500,000 shares being traded within just minutes. So in other words, very, very strong volume. Case in point, down here. If somebody was alerting something and it looked basically like this, and then all of a sudden there's a volume spike after okay, that's a much different situation. But here you can see very, very different. You had all kinds of volume. So volume. If you want to make money as a group, if you want to make money as part of a group, as part of a community, then you better make sure that there's good volume in these stocks that are being alerted and all that, because you don't want a game of musical chairs. But we'll see how this one. So again, 635 represents that area. And again, spoiler alert, things go pretty good here. Did I think that they would go that good? I'm not saying that. I did not have any idea that it would get that big. I mean, I like the chance of a breakout, hence the alert. But again, I don't want to come across like, hey, sign up. And I guarantee that all my alerts, I'm not saying that one bit. But again, volume does matter. And again, this is now we're on a sub $10 stock. So right there, price did get the break above it. And then not only did the price go up to $6.50, it just shot up straight to $7. And that thing just kept on going and going and going before it finally did peak out there, right there around $9.70. Once more, am I saying anybody played that perfectly, bought right there and sold the top? No, but the point here being is that it was a situation where look at all the volume during that move. Again, 500,000 is right there. There was multiple times where it did more than 500,000 shares. So as a group, that was an opportunity where everybody could have made money without having to worry about, oh, am I dumping on other people? What exactly is going on? And am I going to be able to get out? Is this a game of musical chairs? No, absolutely not. There was a ton of volume during that entire move upwards. So again, volume, it matters. When you're in the right stocks, when you're monitoring the right situations, then yeah, as a group, you can make money. So hopefully you get the idea here, but just to show my artist skills, again, who is king? What is king out there if you're going to want to make money as a trading group? Well, it's all about volume, all right? Volume is king. If you don't have volume, yeah, you can always buy something, but you still got to be able to exit. And that's where you better make sure, you better kind of look both ways. All right, is there other volume? Is there other activity going on? And if there is, then that's going to be a key determination of whether or not you're really getting good alerts, quality alerts from a service. And this applies to any services out there, free, paid for, any of them. You better make sure that there's volume out there, because when there's volume, then you're going to have no problem. Won't be an issue when it comes time to want to actually exit the trade. So hopefully you found this helpful. Hopefully you kind of, again, it's these little things when you're just getting started in the stock market, these little 101 topics that, at least when I got started, I never really considered how important volume was, because it was almost like I just assumed, well, if I buy something, then I can just sell it. Well, yeah, but are you going to be able to sell it anywhere close to the price that you want to sell it for? And it's just those little things that make a big difference. And it's those things that a lot of people oftentimes overlook when they are searching for a trading group. And I just want to make sure that you have the right knowledge, the right kind of approach, so you can monitor the things that matter most. And it's not about, oh, I alerted something that went up 500%. Well, yeah, you alerted something that went up 500%, but it maybe went up on 10,000 shares volume. So yeah, that's cool to say 500%, but from a practicality standpoint, there's just nothing practical about it, because there's no way you could have actually sold without crashing the stock or anything like that. So volume is king. Keep that in mind. Now, before I go, if you enjoy these videos, if you enjoy these kind of stock market 101 type topics, then first off, let me know in the comment section if you have any suggestions for future videos, or just hit that like button, leave a simple comment, even if it's a basic comment such as an emoji. Little things like that go a long way in communicating to me that you enjoy these videos and you would like for me to continue to make them. And then also, check out the channel as a whole. There's lots of other content out there, live trade videos and other videos, so hopefully you decide to become a subscriber. And then also, if you are interested in my community, just go to claytrader.com, claytrader.com, and you can learn more about it there. But even if you don't, totally fine. I just want you to make sure that you're making the best decisions for yourself, putting yourself in the best position possible, and it all is going to be revolving around, is there volume? Are these stocks that people in the group are talking about, do they have volume? First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up, as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.